Top 5 captains in MLB The Show 23 right now, in my opinion. Now, does it mean it's definitive? Does it mean it won't change? Does it mean that I'm exactly right? Even my own opinion. If I review this, it might change my mind. In fact, I did change my mind during this video. I'm open to interpretations for... not interpretations. I'm open to changing my ideas. I'm open to conversations. I just want to start a conversation. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these captains, which ones are the best and which ones aren't. Ultimately, the whole point of this is just to get people using more captains. I think they're really fun. I think you're missing a big part of the game if you haven't used any yet, or if you're not trying some out. So enjoy the video, guys. All right, number 5, Mookie Betts arm accuracy captain. What do you need from Mookie Betts as captain? Well, what do you need? You need 15. Well, first of all, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself with these numbers. 9 hitters with 95 or higher arm accuracy on your squad. What do you get? Plus 15 contacts, plus 15 batting clutch, plus 10 fielding ability. Really solid boosts. You pretty much cover everybody's poor contacts across the board. Contact on both sides and your clutch are boosted. What's the roster look like? Not too bad right now. Thank God for Tops Now. Tops Now, Jake Cronenworth at first base. Look at those numbers. It's a good spot for him, first base. I like him over there. He becomes a demon. Very good. Clutch rating gets up there. Ozzie Albies gets the help he needs versus right-handed pitching. Contact-wise, the powers are there. The fielding's there too, which is really good now. Ozzie Smith, I know the powers are low. Trust, great swing. He always does it. I've played with this team. I've used Ozzie Smith on so many different builds. The best one for him is the Cardinals build because he gets plus 15 powers on both sides. But this one is still really nice. Turns him into a true all-around contact guy, like Tony Gwynn type, elite of the elite. Brooks Robinson, again, here he is, max contacts, doing the damn thing. Yordan Alvarez is the biggest, well, potentially second biggest recipient in terms of, or beneficiary of this boost. Look at the fielding now. The reaction's not good and the speed's low. So ultimately, you don't want to use him in left, but he wouldn't be the worst out there. He won't get to everything, but he'll throw people out and he'll have good steady hands around the ball. Pause. The numbers, the contact numbers, man. Look at him. 118, 125, and he's got clutch maxed out now too. Pretty much like 123. Insane. This is the big dog here. JT gets to max contacts at P5. The powers are obviously there. Clutch rating is now 120. His fielding is already good. Now he's cracked. And left, there's Mookie. He's not the worst call. He's up there with Cal in terms of being usable. It's a 95 captains. They're actually decent. Kevin Kiermaier gets contact boost, which is nice. His clutch rating is not really savable. It gets to 78. It's very bad. So low. And then obviously not great versus lefties, but he's here for defense and to honestly hit righties pretty well. He's got a great swing, and that's good enough to me. 117.84 versus righties is good enough for me. I could work with that. Dave Parker is the star of this team, or one of the stars. He's been a star on all these teams I've used, or he's been a part of it. Max contacts, 91, 100 power, 107 vision. The fielding is insane. The clutch rating now goes up to 104, which he needed. His clutch was kind of low. I'm sorry, 104 goes to 109, actually. 109 with this boost. Very, very big boost for Dave Parker. Bench, Freddie Freeman, potential starter option if you want. If you want to get frisky and go for a little more offense, a little less defense, you can go Freddie at third and Brooks at shortstop. If you want Freddie to get in there for some offense, he can hit. Adolis Garcia, he's done well on team builds. I'm not a huge fan of this card's build per se, but the clutch rating is there as well. He's got the powers, and he's not a horrible defender at all. He's really not. Just not a center fielder to me. Tommy Edman gets a big contact buff, which he needed. Crushes lefties. He's going to be platoon for Kevin Kiermaier, especially because he's a great fielder. 99 reaction and fielding with 89 speed. And Roberto Clemente, who to me, because of his starter potential now, 120, 80, 125, 95, with obviously already maxed out clutch, to me, he's going to go in for Mookie Betts at the start. Most likely. They're close. I'd probably go with Clemente. Maybe I'd go with Garcia if there's a righty on the mound. We'll see. But either way, they got options on the bench. To me, number 5 team. Pretty easy choice. Fun cards. The roster will only get better as more cards with 95 arm accuracy come out. So there we go. On to number 4. Number 5 on this list got to go to the 1950s and 60s captain Willie Mays. There's a few things keeping it down here because otherwise this roster is stacked, and by the end of the year it's going to be one of the best teams. But if you guys look, I'm missing a few guys. Well, I'm really missing a few guys. I'm missing one, and that's Hank Aaron. I believe he fits this build. So if I'm not mistaken, the year, hopefully it's right. He would be in left otherwise. I know this Hank Aaron does fit the bill, but we have Lou Brock out here. The boost is incredible. Let me just break it down to you. All you need is 8 hitters, by the way, from the 50s and 60s. So the rest of your team could be a god squad. You get plus 15 power versus right, plus 15 speed, plus 15 fielding ability, plus 10 batting clutch, which in a way is like plus 10 contacts to both sides. If you think about it. So he'll be at DH, Willie Mays, because I'm taking him out. He is not a very good captain. Look at his numbers. He just does not, he's not great. Defensively and speed-wise, yeah, but everything else, not great. Lou Brock, look at those power numbers versus righties. He's an incredible defender now, too. Insane. Mickey Mantle's already juiced, but look, made even better. Roberto Clemente becomes a legitimate, really, really, really good card. 5-tool, 79 speed, 105-95 versus righties, 122-95 versus lefties with max clutch. Willie McCovey becomes a demon. Brooks Robinson actually gets really solid versus righties. Now look at him, the power's there. He actually has good numbers, fielding and speed increase too, so he's a legitimately very solid second baseman. Ernie Banks, missing a little bit of contact points, but I like hitting with Ernie anyways. I can make it work. Plus the clutch is 111 now. Fielding and speed boost, got Ernie at 73 speed. Eddie Matthews, he's now just a diamond defender and a pretty decent runner. Joe Torre does not fit the bill. This card is from 1970 something, 71. Does not fit the bill, but he's a 60s catcher as well. So I have him here just to fit the bill, but you guys can put anyone you want. Again, you just need 8 players to fit this team. So your bench could not be any of these guys. But for me, I'm going with a full team just to show you guys potential and possibilities. Duke Snyder as a righty killer. The lefties are a little bit weak on this team for the bench, but Al Kaline's legit versus righties now very, very solid. Fast. The speed is where he needs help, right? He needs help with the speed and the power numbers usually. There he is. Ralph Kiner is an animal now. He will be going in for DH immediately. No matter which handed pitcher we have, he'll be going in right there. And he has a terrible clutch rating, which honestly killed this card. Otherwise, he's so good. Don't see him anywhere because of that clutch. But he gets plus 10. So 96 I could work with. He has pinch hitter. So he'll go in as pinch hitter. And Hank Aaron is the perfect platoon. This Hank Aaron for the Lou Brock. Lou Brock's 125-93 with that swing. For me, he's a starter. But if there's a lefty on the mound, or if we really need a switch, we're going with a Hank. This Lou Brock's honestly no slouch versus lefties either. He's got such a great swing. I like these guys a lot. Obviously, you can mix and match. You don't have to have the exact team I have, but this is what I have here. And I wanted to show you guys all the possibilities. But all right, number 2 on this list has got to go to the durability team build. Shout out Cal Ripken. Honestly, as a captain himself, he's not a bad card. He could play a little bit. These are his numbers in the middle with his boost. He's the durability captain. Durability captain is 11 hitters with 99 durability on your squad. Plus 10 contact versus righties. Plus 15 contact versus lefties. Plus 5 fielding ability. Plus 10 batting clutch. Those are incredible boosts because a lot of the cards that fill this boost, or they fill this team out and fit the boost, are really solid cards across the board. They're mostly kind of just missing a little bit of contact, and it really helps out, except for a few. But let's go into it. So this is the squad that I built. Is it the best squad? Not really, because technically Derek Jeter and Babe Ruth both fit this team, but they both don't really benefit from this as they both have maxed out contacts, clutch, and it does help Babe Ruth. He gets plus 5 fielding. So I guess in a sense it does. So this is the team. Look at the roster here, guys. Julio Rodriguez, 118 contacts. Grady Sizemore, 125, 109 now. Mike Trout's essentially maxed out contact, minus a few points versus righties. Honus Wagner fits this bill here. He gets max contact. Corey Seager becomes a demon. He was just missing a little bit of contact. Wilson Contreras has been incredible for this team when I've used him. The tops now, Wilson Contreras actually really fits the bill. But if you want to make a better choice here, better, Craig Biggio does get the boost. It makes him max contact if you like hitting with that card. I'm not a big fan of the power. Farm Dog, this is Kyle Farmer. These are what his numbers look like too. Pretty solid. He plays behind the dish. Lindor becomes a demon. Insane. Lou Gehrig gets max contact pretty much, and that's all he needs. This build is crazy. If you guys want to see, well, look at Luis Gonzalez, first of all, right there. Look at those numbers. I brought him in actually in my last game I played for the durability team build. We're going to run some highlights here. I just posted this video for Honus' debut. You see Luis Gonzalez went 3 for 3 with a home run. I mean, he's insane. Basically, my strategy is I have Cal Ripken bat last. If there's a righty on the mound, I'll bring in Luis Gonzalez. I could even bring in this Gavin Lux. Look how incredible he is too. But I brought in Luis Gonzalez. If there's a lefty on the mound, I could leave in Cal, or I could bring in Ernie Banks, which is what I probably would do, or even Farm Dog if I was feeling freaky, and kind of take advantage of it that way. Because if you pinch hit for these captains, they do the boost that does stay. It's supposed to be that you're supposed to stay through the end of the 6th inning, and then you can take the guy out and it stays. But the way it's working right now, you can just take him out at any point in the game and it works. I'm pretty sure that's already a known point. But yes, this team's incredible. It gets the number 2 spot for me. All right, so the number 2 captain. Bit of a wardrobe change here, guys. Sorry, I I had to stop recording and then go do something else that night, and then got delayed to the next day. So here we are. But number 2, Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman, captain, still one of the best in the game since day 1. His captain boost is 7 non-closer relief pitchers on your squad. You get plus 15 hits and K per 9. That's incredible. Because of the cards that fit this bill. So this is an example of all the cards you could use. You don't even need all of these. You have 2 spots available that aren't. Well, no, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 1 spot available that doesn't have to be a relief pitcher. So you can have like Mariano Rivera in here. You have an extra spot. You only need 7. But I prefer to use the tier 2 boost, which is just plus 10s to both, because you only have to have 5 non-closer relief pitchers on your squad. But as an example, look at these players here, guys you could use. That new top's now Johan Duran gets crazy boost, which he needs. Alex Young is my personal favorite with this boost. He gets to 125, 119 hits and K per 9 respectively, with 109 walks per 9, 106 clutch. Aaron Loop, even Gregory Soto, Andrew Chafin gets really, really solid too. Scoots Magoots, Yenier Cano looks really good too. He really needs those, he needs the help for K per 9, and he gets a nice juicy buff there. Even Trevor Hoffman's not that bad. And as you guys can see, look at all the arms that you could fit this bill. Slim Jim, or Tim Jim, whatever his name is, over here gets a nice big boost. He needs it big time. Brooks Raley's a solid option. So many good cards. An incredible captain's boost. Super creative. Very, very helpful. Clear pick for number 2. It's still good right now. People are still using it. If I don't see many captains, but if I do, 90% of the time, if not more, it's Trevor Hoffman. On to number 1. I think a lot of you guys saw this one coming here, but yeah, number 1 team's got to be the cover athletes. I mean, there's just a stacked roster. If you think about it, right? It's a team full of literal cover athletes, which are some of the best of the best. And then there's Jazz. Now, you might be wondering how I have these boosts active with David Wright on the bench. I'm grandfathered in. It used to be a way where you could just, you pick a player on the bench and then swap them with the captain, and the boosts stay active and you leave the guy on the bench. They made that change where it doesn't work anymore, but I never swapped them back. So I'm grandfathered in. I get to keep this change. But look at this roster, man. This is insane. Vlad Sr. and Wright, who's honestly terrible out there, but make it work. Ken Griffey Jr. Well, what are the boosts, first of all? David Wright gives you plus 15 contact versus left, plus 15 fielding ability, plus 15 batting clutch, which turns Vlad Guerrero Sr. into a god. Bryce Harper at first base. He's incredible. Jazz Chisholm out there gets a huge boost to lefties that he needs. He's platooning with Tatis. Griffey becomes unbeatable. Shohei Ohtani out there in left field, because I love hitting with him and he's very fun. He is insane versus lefties. Derek Jeter doesn't really need this, but he's on the team anyways. He actually gets no benefit from this boost at all. Chipper Jones gets a little bit of a clutch boost and a nice defensive boost. He's a max defender over at third base. Big Poppy gets the 71 fielding, which is hilarious, but he gets a huge boost from this. He was only deficient in contact versus left, but with that boost, he's actually incredible now, both sides. The bench guys, Ryan Howard is no slouch. Tatis, max versus lefties. The clutch rating is already there, but the defense is even better. David Wright has to be on the team, but hey, there's worse bats versus lefties they have out there, man. Let me tell you that. And Josh Donaldson gets a huge defensive boost, and contact versus lefties gets maxed out. So he is a killer as well. I'm thinking about working him into this team somewhere. I don't really know how to get him in here. I guess if I really wanted to, that's more than respectable. Have Josh Donaldson in there and Jazz on the bench. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. There's really no reason to do all that now. We can always platoon. Oh, there are a lot of lefties in here, though. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do this right now. Live edit. Tatis would make more sense, probably. But I think I'll hit better with Josh Donaldson. Tatis' swing is too long for me. And we'll just take a defensive downgrade, I think, in this. I mean, look, Tripper is 94 fielding. Yeah, he's very solid. Jeter plays fine second base, by the way. So I think I'm going to rock with this kind of build for now. Yeah, I mean, this team's incredible. Wow. And we'll have Jazz as another lefty on the bench. And Tatis, although he did really great in the second to last game we used, he had 2 home runs, blah, blah, blah. It's really long swing. If I can get him in versus a lefty, it'd be great. But yeah, this team's by far the best. It's an incredible team. We don't even have 99 Joe Mauer yet, and he's been killing it on this team build. 500 batting average, 4 home runs in 18 games. He took Alvarado deep, no doubter, on legend. With 44 power and 109 contact. He's insane back there. Once we get 99 Mao, it's going to be the best team in the game by far. It rivals. This team, objectively, on paper, might be better than my God Squad. So, very, very good team. All right, guys, gonna run through some quick honorable mentions here. The 1970s and 80s build from Johnny Bench. We guys can take a quick look at the roster. Very solid. Some repeat names here. Not a bad team at all. You guys see the bench here, and there are some options in the reserves as well if you want to try them out. So very solid build. Definitely recommend checking it out. It gives plus 10 contact and power to righties, plus 10 clutch, plus 5 fielding ability. So there's one. Honorable mention number 2 is actually a twofer. It's the entire Mets team build with hitters and pitchers. The hitters are Pete Alonso, which is plus 10 batting clutch, plus 15 powers on both sides, which is a very solid build. Plus 10 acts like a dual contact, plus 15 powers is just making everybody so much better. Key beneficiaries here. Lindor gets crazy power boost. Jeff McNeil gets a huge power boost here. Keith Hernandez becomes solid. Brandon Nimmo gets a power boost he needs. Beatty becomes a freak. David Wright is essentially Babe Ruth with this boost. It's probably the one that's best for him. On the bench, there are some decent names. Not great, but the pitcher side is fantastic. Al Leiter is plus 15 hits and K per 9 and plus 5 stamina, turning Tom Seaver into an elite pitcher, DeGrom into a more than usable arm from just normally to actually really solid. Turns Senga really nice, and it turns a Syndergaard into a usable arm. If you watched our most recent Mets video, I believe, he actually came out of the bullpen really effectively, and the bullpen is nice too. You got some Diaz, some Brooks Raley, some Aaron Loop, and John Franco becomes a beast. Look at John Franco, incredible. I'm actually gonna run some games with this team soon. I've really been wanting to run with them, so yeah, very good team. On to honorable mention number 3. Honorable mention number 3 is the Yankees hitters build. They have some serious firepower on this team. Unfortunately, I can't show you the true nature of this boost. I don't have Aaron Judge parallel to. Fun fact was sort of like a side note. This is one of the worst captain's cards I've ever seen. 49 speed, 46 reaction. He's completely unusable in the outfield. He's just a DH, and he's not even that good. So what I would do with this team is immediately pinch hit him, Giancarlo Stanton, put him in, or you can even put in this Austin Wells card. Is actually pretty good versus righties. Anybody else, really, just take him out immediately. You can't see the full boosts because I don't have him P2, but look at the roster here. It's incredible. His boosts, plus 10 power versus right, plus 15 power versus left, plus 10 arm strength. He's using 11 hitters from the Yankees. Incredible team build. Turns DJ LeMahieu into actually a really solid card because he needs help versus righties power-wise. Gets him to 79, which is very good, and gets his power against lefties insane, and arm strength goes up to gets the arm strength up to plus 10, which is nice. Gives him a little bit of a hose. Gleyber Torres got a noodle, but hey, all good. On to the final honorable mention. Yes, on to we have 2 more. On to 2 more. So second to last honorable mention. Another honorable mention, and a team I'm actually going to try out very soon is Ian Happ's Cubs team captain. Incredible boosts. Personally, for me, I like him. 15 contacts to both sides, plus 15, plus 10 fielding ability. Look at his squad, man. I made some changes. I know Ian Happ and Chris Bryant, I swapped them. They should be in their primaries. But Chris Bryant's going to be a better outfielder. Better reaction, better speed, way better arm. He's huge. He's gonna be a good left fielder. Hap, diamond fielder over there now. 64 reactions, dicey. But third base, I can hide him a little bit better over there. We got Say out there in right field, very good. Sammy Sosa in center is solid. 88 speed, 88 reaction. I'm cool with that. It turns Miguel Amaya into decent. Matt Mervis, look at the contacts. Rhino, obviously he's carry. Ernie Banks is the biggest one here. He needed contact help. He's got it. The powers are obviously good for Ernie. The fielding is incredible. Billy Williams is great contacts as always. Even Ian Happ turns into a bit of a demon there. Look at his numbers. But Chris Bryant, huge. 121, 104, max versus lefties. Such a good card. I love this card. And on the bench, not a slouch at all, Kevin Alcantara. He's got lefty killing abilities. Soriano's kind of buns, but he's here for pinch running, some defense maybe. Dansby, yes, not great on paper, but he has got plus 7, so add that to that. And then Yan Gomes is 103.85 before the inside edge. It was actually 114.96 versus lefties. Solid option on the bench. Very good team. I'm actually going to use these guys in rank and see how we do with them because I love me some Ernie and some KB. On to the last honorable mention. All right, final honorable mention. We've actually done a video with these guys for the Lou Brock debut. Cardinals theme team, very solid. Plus 15 powers to both sides, plus 10 batting clutch, which essentially acts as like a plus contact to both sides if the situation calls for it. Some key players, Lou Brock is 125.93 versus righties, which is insane with clutch at 119. Ozzie Smith, this is the best build for Ozzie. He gets 81 and 87 power, which turns him into a very respectable shortstop. It gets Tommy Edman up there power-wise, makes Stan essentially Babe Ruth. Jordan Walker has max powers. Jim Edmonds, look at him. Joe Torre becomes very usable. He needed some power help. He's got it right here. 125.94, 125.72. Nolan Arenado, little tough there. Weird build, but you know, he's got the powers. He actually did well in the video. We used him. On the bench, bunch of power bats. Nolan Gorman's a guy that I'll use at DH instead of McGuire. As soon as he comes up, I'd put in Nolan Gorman if there's a righty on the mound. And then if it's a lefty, I'm putting in Paul Goldschmidt, who gets to, you know, look at the numbers in the right there. It's crazy. Very, very good. Last honorable mention. I hope you guys enjoy this video, man. And you guys enjoy this whole captain breakdown, top 5. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And if so, what do you want to see? Leave it in the comments and I'll try and get around to it, man, because I enjoy these. Catch you guys next time. Peace.